What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the Invincible Iron Man issue number 16, with the Iron Man title pretty much being an X title at this point, falling under the umbrella of Fall of the House of X. This is the fight that we have all been waiting for. Iron Man has created his best armor ever, his cutting-edge Mark 72 armor, completely forged out of Mysterium. And the Mark 72 armor, while it is strong, it is powerful. It is only the flight suit used to pilot his mammoth Mysterium mech, the Sentinel Buster. The battle between Feilong and Iron Man ends here. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we pick up with Iron Man in his Sentinel Buster. He finds himself completely surrounded by Sentinels. Ironheart had taken the designs from the Behemoth and she ran with it. The armor is a Mysterium alloy. Firestar set up a trap for Orcus, feeding them lies, making them to believe the invasion of Earth was going to happen in the Australian outback. Instead, all they find is the Mark 73 Sentinel Buster. And Feilong's Sentinels, the Stark Sentinels, they look teeny tiny in comparison. It's like the Sentinel Buster is playing with toy versions of himself. And he doesn't hold back for a second. Tony Stark lets loose his entire arsenal. He smashes the Sentinels one by one. Now Feilong gained control of Stark Unlimited by killing board members and buying stock, eventually incorporating all of his designs into Orcus. Tony had to figure a way out to engineer his way out of facing 30-foot tall versions of his most powerful armors. As Tony attacks, the X-Men are launching their counterattacks. Tony has no intentions of returning. He knows that this is more than likely a one-way trip. Either by dawn, they will all be dead, or Orcus will be destroyed. There's no holding back, there is no negotiations. This is where Tony makes his stand. And Tony knew that if he was going to be facing against his own technology, these Stark Sentinels were going to be top of the line. There was no magic bullet to shut him down. That's why he made his Sentinel Buster so big. He knew if there was no one-size-fits-all solution to this problem, that being big was going to be instrumental in his defeating all of them. This is when Feilong shows up in his battle suit. And as he battles, keeping the bulk of the Sentinels here on his location, he has been nervously watching his battery supply. To power this ginormous monster takes ridiculous amounts of energy. There was no place that he could pause and charge up, not out here. He also had no idea that there were this many Sentinels. He knew that it was unlikely to destroy all of them before this thing lost power. He had no intention of retrieving or recovering anything from the Mark 73. He knew that this thing would be its one and only battle. And so he plunges down to the ground. A devastating boom and flamethrowers coming out of both of his arms. As Tony sets the Sentinel Buster on autopilot, he comes out of the head. This gives it the opportunity to not use up all of its battery life just this moment, to give them two targets to focus on. He knew that Feilong would show up in his black armored War Machine Sentinel. He knew that he would take the bait when Tony left his Sentinel. With Feilong striking Tony, had it not been for his Mysterium armor, he would have been knocked out of the sky. But with Feilong focusing on him, the Sentinel Buster grabs hold of Feilong. The only problem, the Sentinel Buster is beginning to slow down, and with it slowing down, Feilong takes the opportunity. He sees an opening on the Sentinel Buster and he strikes at it. Tony at this point has plugged himself back into the Sentinel Buster. Half of the Sentinel fleet has been destroyed. The power is beginning to fail. There has been a hull breach. His helmet is off. The last thing he remembers was something in the cockpit coming loose and knocking him in the head. Going into this fight wounded and now concussed, he had floated in and out of the waking world. Alarms going off. On the outside, Stark Sentinels in pieces, the Mark 73 on the ground, the Mark 72 armor letting him know that the bogies inbound to Australia, they are not stopping, and even more, the intruder alarm warns him that Feilong was loose somewhere inside the Sentinel Buster. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You guys know I love it. The Mark 73 Mysterium Sentinel Buster armor is hands down just some of the most BA stuff he has ever made. A towering Sentinel unlike anything we have ever seen. The Sentinels, the Stark Sentinels themselves, are 30 feet tall. Those fit in the palm of his hand when he is in the Sentinel Buster. So this thing's at least 100 feet tall. Isn't an absolute monster of a machine. And all of this, really, Tony was just a distraction. Pull all the Sentinels away, or as many as he can. Get them focused on him so the mutant kind can do their counterattack, like we have seen in the X titles. This is the day that Feilong is going to fail. He is going to fall from grace. And this isn't going to be Sentinel to Sentinel. Iron Man and Feilong are going to be toe to toe. They are going to be face to face, and Tony is going to make him pay for everything that he has done to him. I cannot wait for Iron Man's revenge. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything going on with the fall of the House of X or the Iron Man titles, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.